Gents and lads, welcome back to the Info Podcast. My name is Elijah, and I'm with Andres. Per usual, Mexico released their squad, I think 2 days ago. We're going to be reacting to it today for the upcoming Nations League games against Honduras. And, it's just more of the same. We're going to go over it today. I'm going to read all of them, and we'll give you guys our opinions. But before I do, make sure to subscribe for a bunch more Concacaf content moving forward. Make sure to leave a like if you are going to be watching those Mexico games. And then make sure to leave a comment as to your opinions. We're also going to be doing a live stream for the Jamaica USA game, at least that first leg. Maybe we'll think about doing one for the Mexico games as well. So make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you get alerted when we go live. Okay, let's start with goalkeepers and move on to the attack. Per usual, goalkeepers, 3 of them this time. Malagon, who's probably going to be the number 1, Raul Vangel, and Memo Ochoa. No Alex Padilla again. Think about Memo Ochoa. Interesting. Defenders, Rodrigo Huescas and Jorge Sanchez at right back, Cesar Montes, Israel Reyes, Johan Vasquez, Jesus Orozco, Jesus Angulo, and Jesus Gallardo. 3 Jesus in a row, but Gallardo is back in the team. Moving into the midfield. I know, right? Like, whatever. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But
we'll get to it.
Dude.
Midfield, you got Luis Romo, Edson Alvarez, Luis Chavez, Eric Lira, Orbelin Pineda, Alexis Gutierrez, and Charlie Rodriguez. And in the attack, which is the biggest amount of people we have on this team, Oziel Herrera, Diego Lainez is back, Alexis Vega, Chino Huerta, Julian Quiñones is back, Raul Jimenez, Guillermo Martinez, Angel Sepulveda, and Henry Martin. And then Javier Aguirre is your coach, per usual. I mean, again, it's just like, it's more of the same. I don't want to say problems, but problems. Like, I just don't understand why they're it's so different, but not different every window, you know? Like, it's so different in the spots where it doesn't need to be different, I think. And it's the same in spots where it needs to be changed.
Midfield. I think the midfield's the most glaring aspect of change. I mean, good news is Luis Chavez is back in the squad. So technically speaking, our midfield is better now. Depends on how well he plays. I mean, I think we all know what the midfield 3 is going to look like for Honduras. I think it's a pretty good guess. You do Alvarez, Chavez, and
pretty good guess there. Yeah, everybody knows, as you said.
Probably Charlie. Sorry, my brain was having a massive brain fart.
It's probably Pineda. If anybody, Pineda's
a second leg, but just watch.
After a disappointing first leg, maybe even a loss to Honduras, and they bring him in.
No, definitely not. We can't lose Honduras. There's no way.
No.
The soccer gods are gonna bless us, bro. The soccer gods are gonna bless us like they did last time. Don't forget. Forget last time we got blessed with additional stoppage time. Granted, it was valid, but yeah.
But Charlie Rodriguez being here again, you know the deal. It's just a waste of a spot again. At least in
Marcelo
the midfield.
Flores.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Where's the youth? Where's the youth in this team? There is 0 youth players in this team. Or there might be a couple, but there's 0 of the main youth players that deserve to be here. Marcelo Flores is one, but Diego Lainez is here. We had the exact same conversation about that in the October window. No Marcel Ruiz, even though he was a part of it in the last window, and he did get some game time as well. He's not here, but instead we choose to opt for Charlie Rodriguez. I just don't understand what he's doing to deserve a spot here. It's like in high school. This is what I imagine. It's like in high school when the guy who should have made the team doesn't make the team, and his dad either donates money or talks to the coach or talks to the faculty, and all of a sudden he's there forever now. For some reason,
was not me. But
no, that was not you.
No. I just didn't make the team.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why he's here. Another person, Jesus Gallardo. Interesting.
I thought we moved on. Like, I was like, oh,
I really thought we did.
The first couple in September, right? Was that September? Yeah. Or August.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was September.
September.
He wasn't there in October. I think it was September, yeah.
Yeah, September. We were like, oh, okay, he's just putting some players there to see. Then we're like, October, we're like, oh, yeah. Okay, he got rid of him. We're good. No. Nations League. quarterfinals. Nah, he's still there, bud. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Uh,
One of their most competitive, important matches since the Copa America.
yep. And
Get out of this here.
I think he took the spot of Julian Araujo.
I mean, like, okay, obviously Araujo is more of a right back, but even then, I think Araujo still should be here.
You can either put him left back or right back. I'm sure the bro won't mind where he plays.
Yeah, truthfully, I would put him over Gallardo even at left back. Huescas, I like Huescas. I don't mind him being here. Jorge Sanchez, if you've watched the channel before, if you've watched any Mexican video where Jorge Sanchez is involved in, you know I don't like Jorge Sanchez. Whatever. I'm not going to pretend to know how they're doing at club level. I know Julian is not playing a whole lot. I still think not playing in the Premier League, even but you're training with the Premier League players, I still think he should be involved here. I really think we got to move on from Gallardo though and start throwing Arteaga back in, or
that's a shout.
Campos from LAFC. Again, I don't pretend to know how these players are doing in club level. They might be doing way worse than Gallardo is, but I'm pretty sure Gallardo is not a stand-up player right now.
This one has to be like a sponsor decision. Like they said, hey, they called it the federation. We're like, we need Gallardo in the squad right now. And then he's like, okay, all right, I guess Arteaga got done dirty. I feel since the Copa America,
I think so.
Bro's been done dirty. Zero going into the Copa America, 0 caps for the national team, 0. Right, first time on a massive international stage.
Yep.
Does well. Yes, he had a few, not so good moments, but overall,
he scored
good
the winner against Jamaica.
Yeah,
the reason they got 3 points. Yeah,
and then they drop him and act like he's a nobody now. Like I don't know what he's doing wrong per se. But I just want to see youth. You know what I mean? Like Arteaga's I think 23. I want to say. Hold on, let's fact
He's
check.
on the younger side. He's on the younger side. But I would agree with you. That's why I mentioned the whole midfield thing. Why is there no focus on the youth players here? Why is Marcelo Flores not here? Why 26. Is Diego Lainez here? 26.
Still younger than Gallardo.
It's young enough to be in this team and will be. And if he's in this team and does good, he will be for the next 7-8 years, right? He should still be here. Same with Ocampos from or Omar Campos from LAFC. I just don't understand why. Jesus Gallardo is from that old guard, right? The Andres Guardado, Carlos Vela. That old guard, right?
Yep.
And from a marketing perspective, sure, you bring back Guardado, maybe sell a few extra tickets, get a little bit more viewership, right?
But bro, maybe that was a retirement tour. That was
I know, absolutely. But I'm sure they're looking at it they wouldn't do it if they didn't think it was going to be beneficial overall, some way.
Sure.
I'm sure they got some extra views for that. You bring a memo back for that reason. It's never going to happen, but if they brought a teacher back, whatever. Gallardo is not a person you bring back. He doesn't benefit the viewership or the finances. So why are you bringing him back? It doesn't make sense to me. It really does not make sense to me.
I think additionally, Israel Reyes. I'm actually surprised he got involved in the squad because usually he's kind of in and out a lot of the time. When he is in the squad, he hasn't played, especially in the past 2 windows. I don't think he's played a single game. But I know he was in the Copa America squad. He was, and he played 2 games, I think, and then they benched him, something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad about it. He's on the younger side. Needs some game time. I know Johan Vasquez and Cesar Montes do work really well together in a center back pairing.
They're without a doubt the starters. I mean, I know they're both killing it for club too. So they're
especially Johan Vasquez for Genoa.
Genoa,
right?
Yeah,
Genoa.
Yeah, Cesar Montes scored for Moscow, I think, early this week or last week.
Game winner?
Off an assist, I'm pretty sure from what's his name? The other guy that plays there.
Chavez,
yeah, thank you. I always get confused.
Little Mexican connection.
In Russia. Gotta love that.
That's whack. You know how whack that is.
It's so random. But another person I'm interested in not being here and having a substitute that is here is Memo Ochoa, not Alex Padilla.
Yeah,
I love Memo.
I agree.
But what's the point again? He's the obvious third string. Yeah, but he's the obvious third string.
In your voice is crazy right now.
I mean, I think a lot of people should be. If
you asked me 2 years ago, I'd be the most supportive Memo Ochoa person ever. I'd be like, he needs to be in the squad. He has to be. all this jazz. Now, no, he's older.
No.
He's older. Look, I get it. He's the OG. He's probably tied or pretty number one as the best Mexican goalkeeper of all time. If you depending on who you ask, right?
Right.
But it's just one of those times where he's just too slow. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of reading the game, reaction time has slowed down a little bit. Yeah, not by a lot because he still makes some crazy saves. But there's moments, especially over in Portugal where he's playing right now. I did see an absolute howler from him.
I did too.
Unfortunately, I want to blame the sun, but at the same time, I'm not too sure about what was happening in that situation. But yeah, just the little things here and there where you just read the game a bit slower when you get older, and it's slower to react to things. And I just, it's Padilla, right? I don't want to.
Yeah, Alex Padilla.
Bro's younger than me by a few days. But he's cracked. He's cracked. Like genuinely, like you got to give him a shot. Like Rangel, I don't think he should be in the team personally. I'd rather see someone else because we saw what he can do, and it wasn't good. So Malagon's probably number one. You're right. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a switch between games, just to see. I wouldn't be surprised. Ochoa, he's not coming in unless both keepers get injured. There's no way.
No.
I generally think
was winning 5+0 if that.
Not even, bro. Not even. You don't ever change a keeper with that, especially because it's not unlimited.
No, I meant for the second leg. Like, if you win 5-0 the first leg, and then
shit, I'd be mad if I was Rangel, bro. I'd be like, this old fart is gonna get the start over me.
Oh, that's a good point.
Come on. No offense to Choa, but I'd be mad if I was Rangel, and then I'd see us Choa on the team sheet, unless he had a shit training session or something like that. But I think the only purpose is just experience leadership because in goalkeeping it's a bit different. You want the experienced guy over the younger player. But I think purely he's not going to play. But I think just pass down the experience to these guys because remember Malagon and Rangel don't have a lot of caps combined. I think they barely reached 10 combined for the Mexican national team. So I think it's just to pass on the experience, which I get because in the goalkeeping position you need a lot of experience and it's hard to get that. So I don't mind it, especially if he doesn't play. If he doesn't play, that's fine. But I think Padilla did get done dirty in this situation. But it's hard with keepers because you only get one position on the field, so it's one of those. But yeah, I would be disappointed. But I think that one is just kind of a given nowadays that Choa was going to be there no matter what, unless it's like a friendly.
I mean, I totally agree with you with the whole experience thing. Right? Like I get that. Like you got to press it down to the younger guys, but like if Alex Padilla was the number one, sure,
I wouldn't
bring in
complain.
Memo Ochoa. No, of course not. But like that's when you bring in Memo Ochoa for the experience. Like I get it. They don't have much caps, but they are still experienced goalkeepers.
In their own right. Yeah.
For a club, yeah. Like Balogun's 27. Like he's not a young guy. He's been through it. He knows what to deal with. He's played in Mexico for a long time now. It's not something that I think you need to bring Memo in for. And and even if you did, we're past that. Memo's been around for fucking how long now with these players?
20. No, he wasn't in Africa. His first one was 20. No, he was on the bench. He didn't play. Yeah, Africa, 2010.
Yeah, well, and even when he has not been the number one, like he's still being around these players for at least a couple of years now, here and there. I think, in my opinion, we're past the point of having him involved to give his knowledge to the younger guys. Like we're done with that. Like, he could do that without even being there. That's why.
Assistant coach, just chuck him as a coach at this point. You know what I mean? Like there's no harm in that.
You might.
I don't know if that's allowed, but I know you can have a player/coach. So I mean, shit. Maybe
I'm
just chuck him in the squad.
But he's a year or two away from retiring after that. They didn't do that, but leave him out for now. I think it'd be more beneficial overall to just have Padilla learn from these guys at least a little bit. Learn, from Rafa. Learn from Aguirre a little bit. It'd be more beneficial than having Ochoa in there to say once or twice, like, hey, maybe dive like this next time, once or twice. Like that's it. That's all he's gonna do. So at least for me, I don't see a point in him being here anymore. Sure, include him, I guess, but it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You have this really good talent in Alex Padilla, who's playing in Spain. Doesn't play every game, don't get me wrong, but when he has played, he has looked pretty good. And he obviously is the number one for Mexico for the next decade and a half, if you let him be. But the issue is they're not letting him be that.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be the number one for 2026, the World Cup of 2026, so that he can be better for the World Cup of 2030, which is obviously what Mexico is getting ready for. It's obvious that they will care more about the 2030 World Cup than they do for the 2026 World Cup. So start getting Padilla in there now. There's no point in. I think to me it looks like they want Malagon to be the number one for 2026. No, like don't give him that. Like I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it or anything. I just think just give Padilla that World Cup so he gets into it early, and then is able to translate that into the next one. But this is I think if Rafa was the number one right now, that would be his choice. But the fact that it's Aguirre and he obviously is struggling to get away from what he knows as a Mexico manager, the fact that he has been Mexico manager before is kind of, in my opinion, bringing him down a little bit in terms of management quality and decision making and whatnot. So yeah, it's just another sign of an aging manager and managerial style and managerial beliefs for Mexico because of what he's done in the past. Another one is Diego Lainez. Again,
you hate that man so much.
What the hell is he doing here, bro? What is he doing? Like, he doesn't do anything for Tigres. He doesn't do anything for the Mexico national team.
Hold on. I'll look up his stat line for the season.
Please.
Watch him have like absurd amount of stats right now.
He doesn't. I know he doesn't.
All right.
Because I know that Marcelo Flores plays over him. So then what is he doing here?
All right. Take a guess. Over, under, 2 goals. What are you taking? Over or under?
I'll go under.
You're correct. He has 0 goals. All right. Over or under 2 assists.
I have pulled up here. It's 3 assists. I'll go over.
Oh man, I was trying to.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to get a little nice.
I pulled it up as you were doing it.
I was trying to make it exciting. Gosh.
I know, and I appreciate that.
But yeah, he's.
Let me bring up Marcelo Flores, and I'll give that to you.
All right, bet. I'll hit the over under. I got it.
Yeah, this is kind of disappointing. Over under 4.
Maybe he's not that much better.
Maybe he's not that much better, actually. No.
Stats don't tell the whole story.
True. I mean, this is in the Apertura. I mean, I know like in the Clausura before, it was like, I know he was playing a lot more, but he has more appearances. It's not like much different. Over under 4 goals, Marcelo Flores?
Under.
Yeah.
3?
He's got 2. Over under 3 assists.
Over?
Under. He's got 0 assists. I mean,
Marcelo Flores, bro. Come on, man.
I still think, okay, regardless, he should be here.
He's younger.
Diego Lainez is not a much better player than Marcelo Flores, if at all, for him to deserve a spot here, right? It doesn't make sense to me. Julian Quinones being here, though, I do appreciate. He is firing. I think he has as many goals and assists as Ronaldo does this season in the Saudi League. He deserves to be here 100%. Chito Huerta. Oh, I met a dude at my job the other day who had a Mexico hat, and it was signed by Chito Huerta. I guess his dad is good friends with someone on the team, and I guess they travel around Mexico going to the game. So
that's dope.
You're probably not watching this, but if you're watching this, shout out you. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of interesting choices. Raul Jimenez, number 1 starter, of course.
That makes sense. I want to be. Quinones is probably going to start too because he's back in the squad, so he's probably on the left, and then Chinos are going to be on the right or something like that.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, and that's a pretty good attack. Like that should get the job done against Honduras as long as your midfield backs you up there. Overall, though, this team is not the worst team in the world, but they never tend to answer questions. Like they never answer.
They leave more. They leave more questions.
they are left with more questions than answers.
They sound like a certain political person when asked a question. They kind of just detour into something else, and then they just be like, "Oh," and then they avoid the entire question altogether because they ask new questions, and you're like, "Oh, they're just shit now." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My brain is not functioning today because in my head that sounded a lot better. but I'm on like
election
4 brain
fever.
cells right
Election
now.
fever.
Actually,
I get it.
West Ham. If anyone, no one follows me that watches this, but let me tell you, I posted all West Ham stuff after the election. It's hilarious.
Aaron does. Aaron follows you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you, Aaron. You saw. I'm not too sure if you did, but you know.
Anyways, we'll move on from there. But let us know your thoughts on this team sheet in the comments down below. We're going to react to as many as we can, because I'm sure there are a lot of opinions to be had as per usual. If you guys do want a live stream for that Mexico game, make sure to leave a like or comment down below, and then subscribe and turn notifications on so you guys are able to see when our views are published, and you can be one of the first people to interact with us. I saw Andres actually. We have almost 500 people with notifications on.
Jeez.
But only about 300 people actually have it on their phone, like the setting on their phone turned on.
Oh,
so
that's
if
weird.
you have notifications on,
So they
but
get
you don't have
notifications
like
on
your
their
settings setting thing on,
Yeah.
make sure to turn that on, because that might be, if any of you have been sitting there and wondering why am I not getting Get Info podcast notifications, that's probably why.
Yep.
That's probably why.
Or we just haven't uploaded.
yeah. We're just not uploading as much as we should. But yeah, that's probably going to be it for us, guys. Make sure to keep an eye out for more Mexico and Concacaf based videos. And yeah,
Catch you in the
see you
next
guys in
one.
future videos. Take care.